Are you interested in studying Japanese acupuncture and moxibustion in Japan, or even observing? If that's the case, then I'm going to give you 3 essential tips to really help your dream come true. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the like and subscribe button so you can get notified every time I put out a new video about Japanese acupuncture and moxibustion. So if you didn't know already, I've actually apprenticed, then studied, and then graduated, and then became licensed and practiced in Japan as a licensed Japanese acupuncture and moxibustion therapist. And I still study with my group, Iyashi No Michi, on an almost monthly basis, as well as keep in touch with my particular shisho, Yasuda Wataru Sensei, as often as I possibly can. And I've also had countless experiences helping acupuncturists around the world come to Japan to observe and train, not only at workshops, but also in individual clinics. And I help acupuncturists worldwide with my platform, ShinKyu University, to help learn foundational acupuncture and moxibustion skills. Now, I've combined all of that experience into this video to help you accomplish your dream of training and observing in Japan with a Japanese acupuncture or moxibustion therapist, and acupuncture and moxibustion therapist. So if you're ready to get started, let's go. So the very first tip that I want to give you is that you need to decide exactly what you want to do. Is your dream to just go and observe at a clinic one time or twice while you're on a trip over there touring in Japan? Or do you want to go and have an extensive study for perhaps a month, 2 months, or a year period with a specific practitioner? Or do you want to really do the thing and do what I did and become licensed and trained in Japan in a Japanese acupuncture school? Depending on that, how much you implement the next 2 tips are going to be really, really different, because obviously if you're going to school in Japan, you're going to need a lot more training. So the second tip, and this is really going to lead back into the first in deciding what exactly you want to do in Japan, but the second tip is that you need to start learning Japanese. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be fluent. By any means, you do not have to be fluent in order to observe or train in Japan if you just want to do like a quick observation or a week-long stint. But you're going to want to learn some really good key phrases. First of all, you're definitely going to want to learn all of these phrases. All of these phrases are like basic introductory words, how to introduce yourself, how to ask for something, how to say thank you, how to say you're welcome. Of course, like in any language, you're going to want to have the basics down pat. The other thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get a really good list of basic Japanese acupuncture terms. You know, what's the word for excess? What's the word for deficiency? What's the word for tonification? What's the word for dispersion? What's the word for direct moxa? All of these little things are going to be really important. Now, the reason for this is, of course, you want to be able to have some communication with the person that you're observing or training with. If you have a question, you want to be able to try to at least ask them, hey, was that needle dispersing? What were you doing there? Were you tonifying that point with the moxa? Like, you want to be able to ask them those questions. Now, if you can afford someone like myself to go over with you and translate for you, of course, that's the best option. But that's just another person in that person's treatment room. So if you can, I would highly suggest getting yourself some linguistic skills. So that way you can at least prove to the practitioner that you're really, really trying. Another thing, and this is a bit of an addition to the language skills, is that I highly suggest that you get some cultural etiquette skills under your belt. Some really big things that I learned while I was working in an acupuncture clinic in Japan is that many of the people who came over to observe in our clinic didn't know the basics about Japanese culture. So one of the biggest things that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring a gift for the practitioner and the people in their clinic. So ask how many people work in their clinic on a daily basis, and then you're going to want to budget your gift for that. The Japanese absolutely love, and I can't say this enough, they love food gifts. And if your food gift really showcases where you're from, well, even better. Now, this is because the Japanese, when they go observe in clinics, they bring gifts from their hometowns. So for example, they're going to bring this special cookie or this kind of like cake, or they're going to bring something that kind of like shows where they're from and also shows the gratitude to the practitioner for teaching them and allowing them to observe and train with them. Sometimes the practitioners do respect a bit of a monetary gift as well. And so if they're going to be like training you for an entire day, I highly suggest you give them at least $100 US, if not more, to just show your respect. Because I mean, really, you're paying them for their time. The other thing that you're going to really want to do is as soon as you get out of that office, I want you to go and sit down at a coffee shop and write them a thank you letter. This thank you letter should be, doesn't have to be like super detailed, but a little bit detailed, and just like saying, thank you so much for everything that you've done for me today. I so appreciate your time and effort, for letting me observe with you, yada, yada, yada. It's just part of the cultural tradition there, and it's just being kind and courteous as far as I'm concerned. Another huge thing that you're going to want to not do is don't touch the client. When you are observing with people, don't touch their client. I know that sounds like, of course I wouldn't touch the client, but you'd be surprised. So when I was working in a clinic, the reason why I gave you those 3 things to do is because when I was working in acupuncture in Japan, you would be so surprised how many people would come into our office and try to like take the pulse of the client that Dr. Joe, the head practitioner, was working on. Or, they would observe for like 3 or 4 hours and they wouldn't even say thank you afterwards. They like wouldn't even write a message. And, I'm from the States, and even I was taken aback, like, wow, that's really rude. And so what's been happening in Japan as a trend over the past 20 years is a lot of clinics have actually closed their doors to people outside of Japan because they just don't want to deal with them. The practitioners that come and observe, they can't speak Japanese, they don't know the niceties, they don't know the cultural etiquette, and then they touch the patient. So all of those things kind of wrapped into one, you really want to make sure that you're professional as well. So in Japan, they really like to be professional with their dress. And so if you have like a nurse's shirt and pants, that's actually optimal. Or you can wear a suit or something similar. So that way you just look really professional in their clinic. They tend to dress very professionally in clinic, where like I just wear a sweater and jeans here in the United States. That would not fly in most of the clinics. So you just want to be really professional when you go and see them as well. Oh, last little note, please don't eat anything smelly before you go into their clinic. So like no garlic, no onions, no perfume, no nail polish, because the Japanese absolutely hate smelly things. They do not like it. I can't tell you how many times I'd be in clinic and like if I had a little bit of garlic in my lunch, Dr. Joe would like scream at me from across the office to go brush my teeth because he could smell it like doors away, which was amazing to me at the time. Have you ever trained with a Japanese acupuncture and moxibustion therapist that was actually trained in Japan? I'd love to know about it. What were your biggest takeaways from your observation and training with them? Comment in the links below so we can all learn from your experience. So the third tip that I would like to give to you is probably the most important of all the tips. And that's because it's going to give you the most bang for your buck when you go do that observation or training. And that's starting your foundational training in Japanese and acupuncture and medicine now. And that means that you want to be doing, learning basic palpation, learning proper posture, learning basic acupuncture needling with both the sashide, so your dominant hand, and the oshide, your non-dominant hand. You're also going to be wanting to learn basic moxibustion techniques for both tonifying and dispersing. So why do you want to do this before you go to Japan? Well, the reason why is because most of the time when I've helped with international tours in Japan for worldwide acupuncturists to come and learn Japanese acupuncture and moxibustion, the basic questions that they ask are often to do with foundational theory and foundational technique. And that's simply because they haven't had the pleasure or the privilege of learning it in the school systems that they were taught acupuncture in. That's no fault of anyone at all. It's just not part of the school system outside of Japan. So if you really want to get the most out of your observation and training, make sure that you're starting your foundational training right now. Now, if you want to start your foundational training and you don't have any other mentor to do it with, make sure to go into the description box below and set up an interview to see if ShinKyu University might be the best fit for you to learn foundational acupuncture and moxibustion skills through my signature program. Are you ready to perfect your pulse diagnosis? Then watch this video next on how to perfect your pulse diagnosis with Japanese acupuncture. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell to be notified when we put out new videos about Japanese acupuncture and moxibustion. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.